Greetings! You're here, you've made it. The first episode of In the Kitchen, the series where we make up some devious schemes. I am the Dr. Robotnik of this game. Jesse, we need to cook. And cook we shall, because our first willing participant, is Lara Croft, the first British woman in Dead by Daylight. Why did it take this long? All right, mods, put her on the casting couch. Don't actually do that. Anyway, I do believe a short explanation is in order. So let me stutter 50 times and not tell you anything. Essentially, In the Kitchen is a series where I just analyze and theorize about upcoming PTBs. Spoilers, it's quite literally only going to revolve around one perk this video. We have Lara Croft's perk, Finesse. Now I can make all the jokes in the world about it looking like a Willem Dafoe pose animation, but I do quite like the fact that despite it just being a 20% increase in speed when vaulting only when healthy, I like that you vault like a monkey, even though it's a very simplistic perk. They give it a whole new animation. I quite like that. One thing I should mention really quickly here is it does not only work on Windows, it works on palettes as well. That is a detail a lot of people miss. But yeah, the very obvious combination people are going to think of is adding lithe to it, and well, yes, you're right, you fucking smart ass. That is quite literally the first idea, and probably the only thing you're gonna see. But I think the people that do that and stop there are boring and stupid and dumb, and I hate them. Bunch of damn nerds. Ugh, Deku, kiss me. So the first kind of niche idea, which I can't test out because I'm a console peasant, so I can't access the PTB, is using the perk from Thalita called Cut Loose. I call it Footloose, and that is what it should be called. In fact, I'm going to start a petition to call it that because it's an irrelevant perk anyway. Please do not quote me on this so I don't look like an idiot in about the span of the next 3 weeks, but theoretically, with how fast you vault, you should be able to get across a pallet or window and do the second fast vault in order to proc Footloose and do it completely silently. The best part is you can do this with perks like Quick and Quiet and Dance With Me to make this even more illustrious, so you can do like a spy build or something and just completely confuse and bamboozle killers. But if this doesn't work, then I can go fuck myself. But I'm holding out hope. Maybe it can be one of the best chase perks in the game. Please don't quote me. I don't want to look stupid in front of my friends. Next! This one kind of dances around the fact that you have to be uninjured. Okay, no one calls it that. It's healthy. Healthy the entire game. And what other perk benefits you for being healthy? Dramaturgy. I think Dramaturgy can actually combo with this perk really well, because there'll be many instances where you're like, oh, fuck my butt there, buddy. I'm not going to make this vault. But if you use Dramaturgy and hopefully get the sprint burst, then yeah, you can pretty much guarantee that you're going to get value from it. And then you can just couple it with other if you want to go into the whole like, oh, but what if I get injured a mile, then obviously you bring resilience, but we talk about that later. We don't talk about that right now. So I advise that you bring a perk like Windows to just help you with looping in general, and you bring either Plot Twist or Strength and Shadows to keep yourself constantly healed in case you do get injured. Just bring an insta-heal weakling. Yes, I know you can use Windows on the first build too. I will shove my finger right up your Next! Okay, I promise we're moving away from Finesse now. Focus around the fact that you're probably going to get injured and then run Resilience under Dead Hard to just like run the Vault build. You run Resilience, you run Finesse, you run, I don't know, Windows Opportunity and Lithe, and then you have like a small injured build just in case the perk fails. Okay, there you go. The first build not using Finesse because it's objectively the best perk here. Stepping up to the plate, we have Harden, which is a perk where if you bless a totem, cut the totem or open the chest, you get a benefit where if the killer would make you scream, you reveal their aura instead. I recruited that in one take, I promise. The first perk for you I have is a kind of totem build where you bring Clairvoyance, Inner Strength, and then just do like any perk of your choice, to be honest, because like what you're gonna bring Overzealous, like any of you own Hattie Quar. Let's be serious. But yeah, this build is not strong at all, and in fact I wouldn't advise you bring it, but it's kind of funny. I mean, Clairvoyance is like this really sneaky perk where you can kind of use it to actually reveal the hatch for yourself sometimes. I've tried to do this many times and it has always fucked me over because you can't have an item in your hand when you do it, and then Inner Strength just kind of speaks for itself. It's always been a really decent healing perk. You have Hardened, Inner Strength, Clairvoyance, and Dead Hard. I love Dead Hard so much. Now, if you thought the next build was going to be about plunders and appraisal, that build is so dog shit and situational and does not align with itself at all that I'm not even going to mention it. So you're going to do a boon build instead. Now, the build I'm using here in this game was for a friend of mine, but it does involve Boon Shadow Step. Now, you could do Boon Healing as well, and you can kind of do like a sneaky healing build in that case, but I think it works much better with Boon Shadow Step because it has that kind of stealthy, hidden aspect. And that is exactly why I'm not going to tell you to bring Distortion, because I loathe that perk with all my heart. Distortion diss track coming soon. Lil Nas X, I don't want to do anal sex. But yeah, for the combo, you just bring Hardened and Shadow Step, because functionally they're both stealth perks. One kind of fucks over the killer for making you scream without your consent, which is like, why would they do that? That's just kind of weird. And the other one's an annoying little shitter perk. You know what you're doing when you bring Shadow Step. And then yeah, I think you should have the freedom to pick just any two other perks in your choice. Like, you can bring Lightweight if you want to kind of lean into the stealthy aspect of the build, but I think functionally you should just bring, you know, your dead hards, your balance, your DSs, your slippery meat. My meat's slippy right now. My veiny slippery meat. Anyway, next perk, and yes, that was literally it for Harden. And now last but not least, the perk that I think is very controversial and is definitely going to be in an Ots Darva video sooner than you can fucking think. Specialist. What the perk does is that it gives you a token every single time you rummage or search a chest or something like that. And this converts into charges like a BNP. A BNP by default has 10 charges when you put it into the generator. And I think you know where I'm going with this. Invocation Weaving Spiders. It gives you another 10 charges. And then you use Specialist, which can remove up to 12 charges, which if you do the math is 32 charges total. And the worst part is, I don't think people understand how major that is. In Crush's video, he did this build to some effect. I don't know if he did all the stacks, I don't remember, but the generator was around half charges lost, and he didn't even use invocation, so this might get a little bit silly. But yeah, the build sounds very simple, but it's really not. By the time you pull everything off, it'll be endgame already. So Ots Darva, my sweet little cookie bear, you don't have to worry about this perk being too strong. The people playing this game will have graduated college and started a family by then, which is never. But they'll do it anyway. So if you're a lucky little Boy Scout, the perks are going to need Invocation, Weaving Spiders, Appraisal, and Specialist. And then, of course, you can just have a fourth perk of your choice, because I forgot there wasn't a fourth perk in this build. Dead. And that brings me to the end of the builds. I mean, if you have any other ideas, like, I don't know, you can do some cool things with Chemical Trap. I will always force value out of that perk. I love Chemical Trap. I make love to Chemical Trap every single night. All right, well, I hope that gives you a more creative insight on how you can utilize Lara Croft's perks and not just run it with live. You fucking maybe dwell in tomboys instead of goths. You know, have a free floating mind for once. But yeah, if you're teetering on the edge on whether you should buy Lara Croft or not, I 100% think you should. She is very attractive. And her perks are like kind of good, you know? It's like, yeah, that's all I got for you. You know, like, comment, subscribe, do that shit all the YouTubers tell you to do. I'll see you later, gentlemen.